Top 5 Best Gaming Phones in 2020. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. We started this list by recommending the Galaxy S20, so it's only fitting that we end it with the larger, more expensive sibling, the Galaxy S20 Ultra. The S20 Ultra is not a phone for everyone, given its large size and exorbitant price, but there's no denying it being an excellent gaming device. Let's first talk about the elephant in the room, battery life. The Galaxy S20 Ultra is powered by a 5000 mAh battery, which is one of the largest you'll find in a mainstream smartphone in 2020. No matter what you're doing on the phone, you can look forward to long endurance to keep you playing for as long as you want. While you're gaming on the S20 Ultra, you'll be treated to a massive 6.9-inch display. Just like the regular S20, it's an AMOLED panel with a Quad HD and resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. You also get a Snapdragon 865 processor, up to 16GB of RAM, expandable storage, and 5G connectivity. Pros: you get a 5000 mAh battery, huge 120Hz display, fast and reliable performance, supports expandable storage, 5G connectivity. Cons: doesn't have a headphone jack, likely too big for some users. Coming in number 4. OnePlus 8. While the OnePlus 8 isn't explicitly marketed as a gaming smartphone, it does a great job including all the key features that make for a great gaming experience. Even better, it's a fair amount cheaper than the Galaxy S20. First off, the display is big and bright, with the 90Hz refresh rate making everything look and smooth. Thanks to a lean Oxygen OS running on great internal specs, you shouldn't notice any slowdown even when playing the most graphically intensive games. OnePlus has been fine-tuning its charging technology to the point where the included Warp Charge 30T lets you fast charge your phone while gaming without the phone overheating or experiencing a net drop in charging speeds. Fnatic mode is OnePlus' take on a gaming mode, and it prioritizes all the power of the CPU towards running your game. It improves your network connection by limiting network access to apps running in the background and blocking all incoming notifications so you can stay focused on the game at hand. Gaming on the OnePlus 8 is a pure joy, and thanks to other features like 3 rear cameras, 128GB of internal storage, and up to 12GB of RAM, it feels like a flagship through and through, all without the ridiculous flagship price. Pros: huge display with 90Hz refresh rate. Software is intuitive and smooth. Great haptics. Fnatic mode. Top-end specs. Warp Charge 30T lets you top up while you play. Cons: storage isn't expandable. Lacks a headphone jack. No wireless charging or IP rating. Coming in number 3. Apple iPhone 11 Pro Max. The iPhone 11 Pro Max is the biggest phone Apple offers, and it's ideal for diving into the high-quality game library in Apple's App Store. If you're an Apple fan, then the iPhone 11 Pro Max is the best gaming phone for you. A major reason to go with the iPhone is the collection of excellent games in Apple's App Store. There are more high-quality games on iOS than there are on Android. There are also some wonderful exclusives in Apple Arcade, the subscription game service that costs $4.99 per month. The other thing I love about Apple Arcade is that there are no ads or in-app purchases, just mobile gaming at its finest. The iPhone 11 Pro Max has a vibrant, 6.5-inch OLED screen with a resolution of 2688 by 1242 pixels. The display is bright, sharp, and features great color accuracy, but it only has a refresh rate of 60 Hz and a touch response rate of 120 Hz. Sadly, the action won't feel quite as smooth on the iPhone 11 Pro Max, compared to the other entries on our list. With perfectly tuned stereo speakers, the iPhone 11 Pro Max delivers immersive in-game sound. In fact, it's probably the best-sounding gaming phone on our list. However, there's no 3.5mm audio port for headphones, so you'll need to use Bluetooth or an adapter for the Lightning port. There's no compromise in the performance department, as Apple's A13 Bionic chip is quite powerful. In fact, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is the fastest phone on our list. It only has 4GB of RAM, but that's not as bad as it sounds, because Apple's iOS handles memory management differently than Android. It comes with 64GB, 256GB, or 512GB of storage, and you must choose carefully because there's no option to extend that. While the 3969 mAh battery doesn't look that good on paper, it delivers excellent battery life. You can potentially go 2 days between charges with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and you should make it through a busy day, even with plenty of gaming, before it runs out on you. Wired charging is relatively slow, maxing out at 18W, but there is also support for wireless charging. Beyond the expansive game library in Apple Arcade, you'll also find support for Bluetooth controllers, and a pretty decent selection of third-party gaming accessories for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. What you won't find is a dedicated gaming mode, which is a shame. However, iOS 13 is a slick, feature-packed operating system, and Apple's updates to new versions are swift, unlike Android, which can take a long time to get updated on some phones. As a smartphone, the iPhone 11 Pro Max is fantastic. The truly top-notch triple-lens main camera could be the best available right now. There's also a 12-megapixel front-facing camera that supports secure face unlock, an IP68 rating for water resistance, and it has a strong, stainless steel frame. But, prices are steep, starting from $1,099, and gamers will likely want to jump up to at least the 256GB model, which costs $1,249. That's a lot to spend, especially since there's no support for 5G connectivity. If you're set on an iPhone, but the Pro Max is too pricey, then you might consider the smaller, but otherwise identical, iPhone 11 Pro. You'll also find the same great processor in the much cheaper iPhone 11, which is currently topping our best smartphones guide as the best choice for most people. Pros: loads of quality games, impressive display, long battery life. Cons: very expensive, 60Hz refresh rate, no gaming mode. Coming in number 2. ASUS ROG Phone 2. A stylish and thoughtful gamer-centric design, and a host of useful accessories, ensure the ASUS ROG Phone 2 will impress any mobile gamer. There's no mistaking the ASUS ROG Phone 2's gaming credentials. Part of the Republic of Gamers series by ASUS, this angular slab of glass and metal looks like the kind of phone Master Chief might pull from his pocket, and if you don't know who that is, this probably isn't the phone for you. A 6.59-inch screen is flanked by stereo speakers, which makes this a tall phone. It's an AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and a 240Hz touch response rate, so if you run into any lag, your internet connection is probably to blame. While this is a fast and colorful display, the resolution is 2340 by 1080 pixels, which is not as sharp as the display in the S20 Plus. Moving inside, there's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, which is fast and capable. The 865 only offers around a 15% performance bump on the 855 Plus. The ASUS ROG Phone 2 packs 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage in the base model, but you can jump up to 256GB, 512GB, or even 1TB of storage, which all come with 12GB of RAM. There's no microSD card slot here, so choose your storage size carefully. The ASUS ROG Phone 2 does also have a 3.5mm audio port, which is excellent news if you have a favorite set of headphones you like to use for gaming. The enormous 6000 mAh battery is a definite highlight here. The ASUS ROG Phone 2 will last up to 2 days between charges, and it's quick to juice up. Thanks to the 30 watts charger, you can get 40% battery in just half an hour. Out of the box, you'll find Android 9.0 Pie running on the ASUS ROG Phone 2 with a custom UI on top. ASUS adds some value with its gamer-focused software. The Game Center includes a lobby and a console section, so you can browse your game library and tweak the phone's performance specifically for each individual game. You can overclock the processor and set the fan speed, but you can also change the colors and pattern of the RGB logo on the back of the phone. The ASUS ROG Phone 2 also features air triggers, which are essentially touch-sensitive patches on the top right and left when you hold the phone in landscape, like the shoulder buttons on a gamepad. Naturally, you can configure what they should do. You also get the Aero Active Cooler 2 fan with the phone, which clips on easily and keeps it cool, even during long gaming sessions. If you want more, and you're willing to pay extra, ASUS offers a world of accessories, including a special dock with a secondary display, a cooling fan, and its own 5000 mAh battery. There's also a fully programmable gamepad accessory, which adds controller sections with buttons to the left and right of the phone. Finally, there are a couple of dock options, which enable you to plug the phone into a monitor and game on it using a mouse and keyboard. Surprisingly, the dual-lens, 48-megapixel and 13-megapixel main camera is quite effective, though it does not cope well with low-light situations, and can't compete with phones like the Galaxy S20 Plus or iPhone 11 Pro Max. There is an in-display fingerprint sensor and a face unlock option, but you won't find any waterproofing, support for wireless charging, or 5G connectivity here. The ASUS ROG Phone 2 starts from around $600, but the 512GB of storage and 12GB of RAM model will set you back about $900. The accessories are not cheap either. The gamepad costs $150, the TwinView Dock 2 with the second screen is a whopping $330, and even the more basic mobile desktop dock is $230. It's obviously not for everyone, but some gamers will love this aesthetic, appreciate the thoughtfully designed accessories, and crave the granular customizability on offer here. The ASUS ROG Phone may 2nd be the best specialist gaming phone you can buy right now. Pros: 120Hz refresh rate, long battery life, fully customizable, loads of gaming accessories. Cons: no waterproofing, no wireless charging. Coming in number 1. Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus has got it all, and that includes a stunning screen and plenty of processing power. While it's not a dedicated gaming phone, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus has some compelling features that will delight gamers. Top billing goes to the 6.7-inch AMOLED screen, which boasts a 120Hz refresh rate and a 240Hz touch response rate. With inky blacks and vibrant colors, this is a display that's easy to stare at for long periods. It's also razor sharp at 3200 by 1440 pixels. It might be the best display in a 2020 smartphone so far. Stereo speakers deliver decent sound, but there's no 3.5mm audio port, so you'll have to use Bluetooth headphones or an adapter for the USB-C port. There's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 processor inside, which will feature in many 2020 flagships, and a generous 12GB of RAM. That's going to be overkill for most people, but hardcore gamers will appreciate the raw power. Up to 5 games can be locked into that RAM, so they don't need to load up from scratch, and you can jump back into the action where you left off, an attractive feature that's tailor-made for gamers. The S20 Plus comes with 128GB of storage, but Samsung still includes a microSD card slot, making it relatively cheap to add up to 1TB more. The battery is rated at 4500 mAh, and can be fast-charged via cable at up to 25 watts or wirelessly at up to 15 watts. One thing to be aware of is that outside the US, the S20 Plus may have Samsung's inferior Exynos 990 chipset inside, which suffers from poor battery performance. The Snapdragon 865 model will see you through a busy day, the Exynos 990 model may not. With the latest Android 10 and Samsung's One user interface on top, the S20 Plus is positively slick in the software department. There's also a special game booster mode that can be configured to filter out distractions while you game. It employs machine learning smarts to optimize the battery, memory, and temperature of your phone for the games you play most frequently. There are also controls to help you record gameplay with your own audio commentary on top. Beyond the gaming chops, you get a versatile camera suite, IP68 water resistance, an in-display fingerprint sensor, and support for 5G connectivity. The only real downside here, as we highlighted in our Galaxy S20 Plus review, is the sky-high $1,199 price. Because this isn't built specifically as a gaming phone, it also lacks certain gaming accessories, and has a mainstream, elegant style that's designed to appeal to everyone. If you're looking for a high-quality phone that offers great gaming features, but doesn't compromise on other fronts and you don't mind paying top dollar, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus is the one. The 5G connectivity also provides some future-proofing, which is important when you're spending this much money. Pros: beautiful display, 120Hz refresh rate, stunning design, 5G support. Cons: very expensive, no gaming accessories.